happy, 'cause I'm happy. I guess, am I happy? I just have that song running through my head. Damn you, Pharrell, and whoever your producers were. You did quite a number on that ditty to get it stuck in everyone's head. Of course, putting it on Despicable Me and all that definitely helped. How do I sound? I guess I'm not using an earbud today. Sometimes I get some what sucks about being someone that, because I tend to get a lot of acne. Well, recently I've sort of adjusted again. Working this new job, sweating so much, it's like I had to readjust. And now the acne's not so bad again. It's like for a couple of weeks it was getting bad, and now I'm back to. I guess my skin's finally cleared itself out enough where it's not actually turning into acne. I didn't even share this on X, so I don't know if anyone's gonna listen to this. I don't really care, because again, this is the vlog. This is me doing a vlog and just documenting my thoughts. Which is interesting because, there's a lot of people who go online and they have no thoughts to document. They're just trying to chase clout and trying to get recognition for something, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe I will share this text. Hold on. Maybe that'll get somebody to come listen. That'll get somebody to interact with. Driving to work again. That's like every day. Every day, that's what I do. And apparently we're gonna have a couple of very hot days. Thursday, everyone keeps telling me it's supposed to hit 100 degrees on Thursday. It's gonna hit 100 degrees on Thursday. Thursday's gonna be 100 degrees. Gonna be a hot one this week. Every single person who comes to my work. Oh, it looks like it's gonna be hot this week. Is it? Does it look like that? Huh? Wow. Cool. Jesus. Anything else to talk about? That's the thing. Most people don't have anything else to talk about. And it's kind of sad. And it's interesting because, ever since I was young, pretty young, I've been so interested in different ways of thinking, i.e. philosophy, theology, spirituality, all these other things. How to explain life, how to have different perspectives on life. Hey, what's going on? I said hi, Jenna Robinson, W5R. Hi. For me, delving into the mysteries of life has been just a lifelong kind of thing. Just has. And what I find really interesting is that now that the internet is more prevalent and people have more access to information, that there are some people who are as interested in philosophies of life as I am. And so my YouTube feed is like chock full of all kinds of crazy ass stuff. But one of the people that I tend to keep paying attention to is this guy Morbid. Wait, is that him? Because there's different. There's Morbid X, but then there's Morbid. Morbid, I mean just regular Morbid. Hey, okay, dude, yeah, that fucking lane ended, you dickhead. Guy trying to come up on me, speeding, like going 90 miles an hour, where the lane ended. He was trying to sneak past me like a dickhead. Wow, people are stupid. He almost crashed into my car. That would have been interesting. I could have sued you, dick. I think that's his name. This guy Morbid. He's this blonde-haired. He looks Scandinavian or something. Looks like he's half dead. And he used to be actually on a reality show. It was about It was the Freak Show reality show about like a freak show in California. And he joined the show like about halfway through the first season, I believe. It's been a while since I've seen that show, but I think that's where Morbid came in. And I think he was like a guy that did like these weird like pain type things. Anyway, if you find Morbid online now, he's very into the Bible. He's very into finding the secrets of religion and who's the real devil, and the sort of positive and negative influences of ethereal influences that are influencing everybody in everyday life. And it's very interesting because I feel like he and I are in a similar trajectory mentally and spiritually. So when I see his lives come up, I always click on for a second. Yeah, you're gonna get pulled over. Ta, ra, yo, ha. You are just gonna get stuck right there. Haha. You're trying to zoom around everybody, and all of a sudden you get stuck because people aren't driving as fast as you thought they would, did they? Did they? Yeah, you're gonna die on the highway today, buddy. Oh, should I not be sending my mojo to that guy like that? Should I not be doing that? Huh? He deserves it, though. That guy deserves it. He's zooming around everybody like a fucking psychopath. Seriously. Like, hey, when I'm late sometimes, I zoom around a little bit. Oh, yeah. Don't let him see it. Don't let him see it. Don't let him see it. Oh, yeah. Zoom. Get him. Get him. Oh, you slow down too, huh? You see a cop and you slow right down? Huh? Oh, Mr. Badass. Huh? Wow. Fucking dick. Anyway. Fight someone on the highway today. Why not? I hate rude people. Like, hey. Oh, I can hear his fucking car speeding up now. It's like, he's like 50 feet in front of me, or, 50 yards now in front of me, and I can hear his freaking engine speeding up. Dude, nuts. Hey, thanks, Wilhelm Gauss. Are you into ethereal knowledge? Sort of the ancient, like, personally, I feel like I'm an alchemical Taoist. Because for a long time I was really interested in Buddhism, but I started realizing that just Xing out everything in life, being a person who has no reaction to anything, isn't very fun at all. If this life is a training ground for the next plane of existence, should you just say no to everything and be like, no, nothing makes me react. I have no preferences. I don't like things and I don't not like things. Yep, that prepares me for the next level. Does it? Does it? Hello, my full name is Prince Harry C. Salinas. Okay. Okay, it's Friday, H80. That's cool. Do you like drugs or like spiritual experience with drugs? It's like, when I was younger, yeah, I think what would happen when I do psychedelics is I would always have a religious experience or a spiritual experience, because I think people who are a little more intellectual, that's what happens to them. Sure, I've seen some weird stuff, but I'm already, it's interesting because, in America, I don't know where you're from, but we call, when people talk about deep subjects, we call it pot talk. Like, any people who smoke weed, they're the only people who talk about deep theological and spiritual and philosophical kind of stuff. But I've always been that way, even before I ever did drugs. Part of the reason was because I watched Star Trek with my dad when I was younger, and there were always interesting questions and interesting storylines that would bring up certain ideas of freedom, of will, and spirituality, and what's the nature. Oh, well, I guess I need to get some gas. It's miles till it's empty, but still. So yes, doing drugs to have spirituality is a thing, but I feel like I don't need that anymore. Although I keep reading about DMT and how there are these the elves, right? These entities that live on a certain plane, and when you do DMT, you can talk to them. I'm a little interested in that, I want to see if the mechanical elves, is that what they call that they're called, something like that. I want to see if they'd talk to me and what are, what sort of things, secrets they would tell me, or if they just tell me to go fuck myself. I'm a little interested in it because I've talked to some other people who have told me that they've done these drugs, and basically those elves did tell them, hey, go screw, get out of here, because of the sort of attitude that they gave the elves or the questions they asked them. You see, I could be very personable, and I think even with entities like that, I'd probably be able to, get on their good side. I tend to be, whenever I show up to a place, I end up being the, I guess you'd say, teacher's pet. But not deliberately. I don't go to a place and go, I'm gonna try to be the person the person that's liked the most by the people that run the place. I just end up being that guy. That's just the way it works. Because, like at my job now, I show up. Now, okay, I will say that it's kind of weird. When I started applying at this place, like, they lost like 3 or 4 people, like 2 people in the shop, I think, or in the warehouse or whatever, and then also a dispatcher, whatever. So like this place went through a weird change right before I got there. Now there's one guy who's been there for a long time, and he's like Lolo, he knows where everything is, and he can do pretty good work, but he doesn't push himself at all, ever, and he kind of slacks off, and when he wants to just not work that much that day, he goes and hides, and he's on his phone a lot. Okay, then there's the other guy, who I guess is an agency guy. I didn't even know that for like 3 to 4 weeks. Who's pretty good. He knows a lot of stuff. He learned a lot. He got there like 2 months before me, so he knows a lot of the items and things. But he also worked, I believe, for the same company in another location for a while, so he had a bit of an advantage on me. The thing is that I show up and I'm kind of bold. Like, you want to teach me something? Go ahead. There's certain things that I'm being taught that the other guys aren't being taught, or certain things that I'm allowed to do, or that they trust me to do that the other guys aren't doing. Why is that? Because I show a certain aptitude towards things, or I'm also open enough to say, hey, go ahead and do these things because I want to learn. So, in a roundabout way, I think the same thing might happen with these mechanical elves in the DMT cloud. Maybe, even though I've got a lot of knowledge and I could poke holes in what they're saying and do all these things and be, a menace to them, I wouldn't want to be, because I want to get on their good side. They may be a positive influence for me. And if I feel like someone's going to be a positive influence for me, why am I going to fucking shit all over them? I mean, some people like that. You kind of got to gauge a person. Some people like it when you poke at them all the time, because they poke back, and that's just the way they do things. Okay, I can do that too. But when I first get to know someone, or I first show up in an area, I don't start poking right away. I make sure that I've got I'm on someone's good side before I start poking at them, because there's been plenty of times I've known people who have just shown up at a place and they're trying to be a badass and they're trying to be a ball buster right away, and it doesn't work out so well for them. You got to kind of build a little cachet of cachet of influence and energy with people before you start fucksing with them. So that's the only, if I was gonna do drugs and be spiritual, yeah, the DMT thing, just to talk to those elves. But otherwise, you don't really need drugs to have spiritual experiences. You don't. I used to think that you had to have pot to get into this sort of mindset, but you don't. You could meditate and get into the same mindset, right? No matter how stressful your life is, no matter how crazy things are going, you could just, if you can find a moment of quiet and lay down, or not lay down, but sit there, breathe, get into a rhythm of breath, and just sort of release, do an inner sort of release. You can get to a spiritual level quickly. It's not that hard. A lot of times when I was younger, I would start to do things like that, and I felt like it was a little too overwhelming, you know? Like, I can be influenced pretty quickly if I just focus. And like one time I was doing this Wiccan meditation where I was feeling the energy between my hands and this and that. And then I think I was astrally projecting for a moment, and I started going towards the basement door in my parents' old house with my spirit. And I felt like if I opened that door and I went out to the real world, it was almost like my spirit was going to get sucked away. So I just didn't do it. You know what I mean? I felt like, today I don't, oh shit. I can't park too close, man. Something hanging from the front of my goddamn car. I forgot that happened yesterday. Anyway, but really, if you're very intellectual and you start looking into philosophies and theologies and spiritualities, it can bring you to a level of thinking where you do feel like you're having religious experiences all the time. I'm telling you. And maybe that is just who you are at the moment, someone who people like. That is just who you are at the moment, someone people like. Oh. Well, yes. I think when I show up at a place, I'm someone who people like, but then once I start proving over and over again that, and I don't mean to do this, but I start proving over and over again that I can dominate them in a lot of areas, they don't like that. And I don't sit there and gloat at it. Maybe that's what pisses people off even more. Maybe if I gloated more and I was more of an asshole about things, then people would be like, "Oh, see, he's kind of a dickhead, so whatever." But because I don't do that, they're like, "Oh, he's good at things and he doesn't gloat about it. Oh, he's such a fucking, oh man, what the hell? He's a good person? He's a good person and he's good at things? That pisses me off even more." Just like Caitlin Clark, how they all get mad at Caitlin Clark in the WNBA because she's actually good at things. She's actually talented and skillful and doesn't have to be a bitch to get ahead, and everyone's like, "Oh, let's get her. It's a very close metaphor to the things that end up happening to me all the time. It sucks being good at things because people really hate you for it. Instead of trying to learn from you, they go, "Oh, I'm going to try to get that person. I'm trying to get them and make them not be so good anymore. I'm going to fuck them up because that's the only thing I can't improve myself, so I'm going to tear other people down." You know, it's not the way to be, guys. All right. Wow, what a philosopher. I know. That's the thing. It's like people who study philosophy aren't philosophers. Philosophers just become a philosopher. That's the way it is. You know, just like a theologian is not going to be a spiritual leader, right? A spiritual leader is just made through life. A philosopher is just made because of the way they think, not because they studied philosophy. You know what I mean? Later.